wet like the weather. I dig like a shovel, I'm digging you. Say what else, she say whatever. The keys in the strap on the dresser. Say she low hard, so be careful. That nigga got cut off a setup. Sucker, she fuck me so extra. I told her that shit be so clever. I do not like regular. And she hate me when she sober, but she love me when she pretending with Stella. It ain't no other time for us better than right now. I know you don't love me, but fuck, I want you. A special bond, nothing never ever come between us. I know you can't stand me, love how you thug me, fuck like you love me. It ain't no other time for us better than right now. I know you don't love me, but fuck, I want you. A special bond, nothing never ever come between us. I know you can't stand me, love how you thug me, fuck like you love me.
That's how I live, okay? If I can't get in your lane and what you're doing, or not even necessarily help myself, but help you doing what you're doing, and we helping each other, and building something greater than ourselves, man, then that's not in my lane. Now, I may not, I'm a coach. I talked to you about coming out and filming some of the games. You're like, man, I'm not an anchor man. That was slick. I love that shit, because I was like, okay, not an anchor man, because that's not what you're doing. That's not your lane. But you wasn't telling me, hey, bro, you know what I'm saying? I know how to bring that in your lane. Okay, we got hood races. I got a team and I got a coach. Oh, here they want to. Okay, and my lane is I'm working with these.
I told you, line the kids up. Hey,
absolutely. So that's what's legit. Being able to, you know, understand each other, not agree, disagree, and
facts.
You know, and just. I think it's called love, bro, not indifference.
That's all I advocate.
Not indifference, bro.
I gotta stand up for love. Ain't nobody else really doing it these days.
They don't even understand it. No, they doing it. Everybody doing it, bro. Everybody doing it. Standing up for love. Hey, hate. People say hate is the opposite of love. But how about this? I've loved some shit so much that I hate something else that make me, you know what I'm saying? And so hate is a form of love. Now it can be distorted, it can be a sick, you know, when it comes to hate, but hate is a beautiful type of love too. Because I hate if somebody mistreats you. If you're my woman, I hate if you're my brother, I hate if somebody, I won't allow that. Mm-hmm. Okay? So I gotta hate so much to love so much. But, you know, like in Star Wars, you know, you can get to the dark side too, of hate. There's a dark side of love. There's a dark side of indifference. Because indifference, when you really don't care, bro, when you really don't care, man. But the end of the road, everybody who didn't care about nobody else around them. We can look at the dope dealers, the biggest dope dealers. Who was it? Like Al Capone, what's Pablo Escobar, all these dudes. At the end of the day, they had families and shit, but they were so committed to that death. They were so committed to death. I mean, at the end of the day, yeah, did they love their family? Sure. But did they? You know what I'm saying? You love your family, but you didn't love nobody else's family. You know, you was peddling death. So let's not make mistakes about what you was doing, but I'll be objective. I'm not going to judge you, but I will speak on your actions and your behaviors. You know, tree is known by its fruit. Thanks. Okay? Tree is known by its fruits.
So, let's dial it back a second, because there's an important part that I'm missing that I'm pretty sure the listeners will want to know as well. You go on lunch. She gives you the okay, the green light, so to speak, on being physical. What is your mind frame from that moment after the lunch all the way up to when you actually get physical with it? What do you go through mentally? Okay, in that small space.
In that small space, from the time that I saw her walking around.
No, just from.
No. I'm gonna tell you. From the time that I saw her walking around, I knew what I wanted to do. I knew what I wanted to do. When the opportunity presented itself, I went through probably about 3 days of some intense self-gratification. Alright, man, I'm gonna be real, bro. I'm fucking gonna be real. It was some intense
That's real
gratification, okay?
I've been there.
Okay. It was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get what I want, right? There were some moments of, in my mind, do not disappoint. Because now, on one level, because I understood the intensity of what she was saying, after I understood what was going on, she's not just in a relationship, bro. You know, she ain't got a boyfriend. She got a husband. And it's not a husband of they just got married. It's not a husband, they've been married for 7 years. You know what a lot of people will tell you, after 7 years, you get the 7-year itch. You know, y'all get used to each other, shit gets boring after about 7 years. And a lot of marriages don't make it past that because they don't move past it. But she was like, she had when we met, she had a high school senior, and then she had a daughter coming in as a freshman. Okay, so her and her husband had been married for like at least 20 years. Married. They was high school sweethearts. Okay, she didn't know nothing else. To her innocence, not before me, because it make no bones about it. As we got to learn each other or whatever, I found that this was not the first time, and I should have observed when how she approached me at lunch. This was not her first time, because how direct she was and how comfortable she was to filling me out. She felt me out them whole 4 months. All the while, I'm filling out the guys I'm working with, and how they're talking about her like she was the talk of the town type shit. And then when she approached me, okay, this is what it is. I'm like, whoa, so yeah, intense self-gratification. Long story short,
you had already prepared everything you was gonna do to her.
Because the reality is that 4 months, bro. 4 months.
And I'm just only speaking to.
I see you walking around. I see you. I got thoughts. You know what I'm saying? I have these thoughts, even though I'm doing I see you. Yeah, of course. Initially, you know, and I don't know if it's natural or not, bro. And I've asked a lot of my girlfriends.
Completely normal, sir.
I don't know if
testify on your
behalf. I don't know if it's natural for females when they look at a dude.
Yes.
Whether they you and I can agree that they can lie if they want to. But I'm asking the question: do you not think in your mind? Does it not ever cross your mind? I wonder what that would be like.
Man, they are the same way we are.
I think so too.
We're just more vocal about it.
I think so too. Well, for a long time they've been suppressed. Their nature has been suppressed, just like our nature has been suppressed. There's been it used to be a time when it was okay to have feelings as a man. Okay, and it used to be okay for a woman to be a warrior.
It still is in some women's eyes.
In some cultures.
No, in some women's eyes, even here,
okay,
in natural American culture, it is okay for you to be vulnerable with the woman.
Okay, say it again. Say it again. Be what?
Vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Yeah. But here's the thing.
Not sensitive. Look, sensitive. A lot of people confuse sensitive. No. Vulnerable.
You are being sensitive while being vulnerable.
All in your feelings.
You're being sensitive
but
while
vulnerable.
being vulnerable.
Vulnerable.
Here's the thing. You have to have a trusting party on the other end. You know.
And so we came to that.
Okay.
That's what I realized. I was like, I had to understand. I didn't understand at the time, and later as I matured, and we'll talk about that. But at the time, I was like, oh shit. This older woman who is.
Is this still before you get physical?
This is before, okay? I'm thinking about all of this, and actually took the time to think about the complications of what could happen. Dad always told me.
You absolutely know she's married.
At this point. Now I know she's married. Now I know. I knew it before, but I thought lunch was just coworkers. You know, because we'd go to work, and it was the environment that I was in where I was familiar with the fact that these 5 over here, they go to lunch before work, you know what I'm saying, type thing, or whatever. So this was the culture. People just went to work, we went to lunch with each other before they worked a long shift at the hospital. Anybody knows anything about working at a hospital, you know, man, anytime you're in the place of death, you know what I'm saying, because who comes to the hospital for anything right? Or anything good going on? Come on. And so you're in that, you're already there. That place itself, a hospital, is a place of death and doom and gloom and clouds. And so, you know, you see these cliques, or you see these co-workers. I won't even say cliques, just co-workers. They eat lunch together before they come on the shift. So I wasn't in that circle though. I wasn't even in her circle, but she invited me because I was in the circle of guys who, at the end of the day, like she picked me out of all of them because I didn't show her that same attention, that same affection, okay. You know, that same, like, outwardly the lust. So I was always polite.
So move to where the day or night y'all get physical.
Man, she calls me the day before, and she's like, okay, so we can do it tomorrow. I already got the hotel room, boom, 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 you know, and I'm like, okay. I gotta look at my schedule, see what time it is. Okay, what do you want to do? She wanted to go straight to the hotel. Okay, now I'm not a rookie or nothing, but I'm not in my mid-20s. I'm in my mid to later 20s. Okay?
You want to take it slow because you want to enjoy it all.
Because right, I wanted, in my mind, I was like, man, you know, since I saw you, I wonder what that may be. You know, that animal in me,
yeah,
that lion. You know what I'm saying? And the pride, and I'm out here amongst these other lions, and you know, wow, we all licking our lips. You know, we all licking our lips, and you the one that came and rubbed up on me.
Yeah.
Okay, and so that's what I'm thinking is like, man, I'm gonna perform and I'm gonna knock this shit out, and I didn't even know what she wanted other than to get down because she was like, I was like, man, let's go have something to eat. I'm thinking romance, you know what I'm saying? Of course, dating. I'm in a dating mind, whatever. Never mind the fact. Okay, never mind the fact. I was told, and I'm gonna always go back to this. She did tell me I'm married, and I've been married for 20 years, and I'm not going nowhere. I got a daughter graduating. It was really closer to her daughter in high school. I knew her when her daughter was going into high school, but her daughter had gone into high school. That's when the timeline, as far as, that's when that happened, and so it was like, okay. She was telling me, I got responsibilities, but this is what I want to do. Now, you know, it's all about hearing, you know, are you listening to what I'm saying, or are you hearing what you want to hear? Okay? So I heard what I wanted to hear.
So dinner was out, no romance.
Dinner was out, no romance.
Straight to the hotel.
Straight to the hotel, right.
That she paid for.
That she paid for.
She was well versed in this.
Asked me what I sip on. Asked me if I smoke.
And she provided the party favors? Oh, that was a true coup. You go.
That's what it, hey, ultimately that's what got me fucked up. Because at the end of the day, she
time?
took care of your boy.
How was your first time?
First time was amazing.
She blew your mind.
I couldn't believe that she was so willing to be somebody else. Like, because I'd had experiences with not a married woman. Okay, this was my first married woman situation, and I'd been with girls who had a boyfriend or called him boyfriend or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But like, they wasn't willing to go all the way out.
You couldn't see how she was able to split her.
There's certain things, bro. Certain
should
things
be off limits.
Certain things, you know what I'm saying?
You
know,
like,
certain
things for
man.
your husband.
Right. There's certain things at the end of the day, like with my woman.
Did you ever think to ask her if they in an open relationship?
I knew immediately the way she approached me that they wasn't in an open relationship. She hadn't discussed this with him. she was terrified that he would ever find out.
Mm.
Because, you know, he was pretty well to do. Good family, everything. So all of the, but he was also a hard worker. You know, the tragedy of all of this shit is that he'll never know how unfaithful and everything while he was working his fucking ass off. And, you know, I can never repay him or pay him back for, or even ask him for his forgiveness, because there really did come a point where it was like, you know, like, bro.
You were feeling convicted over the situation.
I was like, bro, how fucked up is this? You know what I'm saying? That's what woke me up.
Did you ever tell her?
We'll get there.
Okay, we'll tell.
Yeah, we'll get there. You know, that's what woke me up, was the conviction.
So she blows your mind.
Blows my mind.
Y'all continue sneaking off, doing y'all things.
At work, hey, we was at the hospital, bro. I worked in a certain department. Let's just say that I had free reign of the whole complex, the whole hospital complex, and I knew
places to go.
I knew I had keys,
and y'all was doing the things on the job site. Okay, and then so it didn't have to result in a hotel room every time.
Nope.
Y'all was getting it in. How are these conversations carrying out over the phone during this fun time that's being had physically?
Something changed. She liked, and I liked.
Y'all started to feel for each
No,
other.
we didn't feel for each other. We felt that lust, and it was like, yeah, you doing what I want you to do, what I like. You doing what I like. So this is cool. Okay. All right. When it's over, no guilt, right? All the while, you know what I'm saying? No guilt between us. I'm not blaming you. You're not blaming me. I like this. You like this. We like this. Let's like it together. Do it together. But now, let's move a little forward. Okay. Let's move a little forward, because one time is cool. Mistake or not, learn from it. And I'm not saying it's cool. I'm just saying, for the individuals,
you get it.
It happens. You know, it happened. Okay. I thought after it happened, she was just testing the waters. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know.
So you were good with the hotel visit? You like, if you never got it again, you would have been okay with it? And y'all could have been friends and moved on?
Cool. Because I've had relationships like that, bro.
Okay.
You know, unfortunately, what I would say is unfortunately, because that's what led up to me being able to do that was, you know, the relationships I had. You know, I felt comfortable enough. I know now that when she approached me that way, and she was comfortable enough to approach me that way, like, you know, they say red flags. Okay? Red flag went off.
Red flags and Six Flags to most of the people today.
Okay? And because I read her comfortableness, and I was like, I went fast forward as soon as, and then learned, you know, later on, it's like, man, you know, let's just really look back at the situation.
So tell me what the turn of events were, where it started to go for the worst, because we know that it reached its peak.
Right. It was Gucci. Hey,
was
2
it a
years.
Conversation?
2 years.
Was
2 years.
Was
Gucci.
there intense conversation?
Well, in the meantime, between time.
What was said?
There were times where, like, we got so deep into it, like our thing, and even in my mind, so from the man's perspective, because I really don't know.
You can't speak for her. I'm just asking,
right.
How did those
so from the man's perspective, there were times where, like, from my perspective, it was like, when I started realizing maybe this shit is way too intense, is because you're married. And I started thinking, you're married and you trying to tell me I can't go have lunch with a friend, a female friend. I can't go out.
Oh, she became possessive?
Okay? Because if we talk about, like, we can, you know, as you talked about in earlier, what sparked the conversation was, like, the stupidity on my end. Okay? Not the stupidity on women's ends. Women sometimes think, well, they're the only stupid one when it comes to he's going to leave his wife. No, you're not the only stupid one, because there are men out here who actually fall in love with the person that you're not showing your husband or you're not showing your wife. We fall in love with that person, and
it's not even the real you.
It's not even the real.
It's a
you.
layer you can tap into, but it's not.
It's the you that you want to be.
A layer that you are able to tap into.
That's who you want to be.
It's much like when
but you can't tell this person this.
It's much like a layer where you can answer the phone, and you put that fake voice on.
We on the phone, we going back and forth, she tryna back out. I just reverse the psychology on her, I know she won't back down. She smoking reefer, she hit the weed and blow the shit back out. She said she coming to get it like that cause I'm blowing her back out. Medusa dick turned to a stone, just a dog with a bone. Roman find my way home, don't care if it's wrong. Biting you, scratching you, moan. Lorenz, tat off Lil Jones, you by me alone. I finesse it, tryna stretch it, tryna see how many licks do it take. Put your leg up the brace with the beard on my face, wanna see how it tastes. I'ma gonna play the sideline, hit me on the weekend. But she said she feel like a man fried on days